Functional Physio presents ePoster 2020. Associated by Mind Academy and Sportson.
Presenter R. Prathap. On title: Manual Therapy versus Electrotherapy, which is a better option?
Hello, my name is R. Pratap, and my topic is about manual therapy versus electrotherapy, which is a better option. Okay, I'll start with the introduction. Manual therapy is for physiotherapy, in which we use only hands, and we strictly do not use any electrical machines or devices or equipments. We use only with the hands to perform certain stretches or certain massages or certain glides, and we use only hands in manual therapy. And whereas in electrotherapy, it is the application of electric current to the affected area or affected part of the body to improve healing and also to reduce pain. And so the aim of my poster is to compare and make a study between both manual therapy as well as electrotherapy and decide which is a better option. Okay, first we'll see the electrotherapeutic modalities. The types of electrotherapeutic modalities which are commonly used by us are TENS, transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, and IFT, which is known as interferential therapy, laser therapy, which is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, and ultraviolet radiation therapy, and shortwave as well as microwave diathermy therapy, diadynamic currents, and electrical muscle stimulation, and ultrasound therapy. These are commonly used by us. Next, the manual therapy techniques are massage, trigger point therapy, active release techniques, active assisted range of motion, passive range of motion, and stretches. And next, we'll see about the electrotherapeutic modalities, advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of the electrotherapeutic modalities are it reduces nerve pain. Like people who are suffering from nerve pain may feel numbness or tingling or burning sensation or even weakness throughout the body. The causes of the nerve pain vary from for different people. In nerve pain, a physiotherapist uses a TENS machine or to reduce the nerve pain, and it confuses the pain signals that the body transmits, and pain is relieved. And this next point is it promotes healing of musculoskeletal injuries. So electrotherapy is useful in a lot of musculoskeletal injuries. It not only reduces pain, but also it increases the blood flow to the area which is injured, and so the healing process is more faster than before. The most common injuries where we use electrotherapy are like tennis elbow, or plantar fasciitis, or carpal tunnel syndrome, or some shoulder pain, and also some shoulder injuries. It since it increases circulation and also promotes healing in the area, it is also used by physiotherapists to treat common sports injuries like sprain or some strain. And the next point is it is a non-invasive and a drug-free pain control. The main advantage of physiotherapy or electrotherapy is it is a safe and the non-toxic way, and to control pain. So it is a better option than some other medications or something. And also the usage of physiotherapy prevents even the without doing surgery. And the next point is electrotherapy prevents atrophy. When some injury occurs, the muscles cannot be used, and it can also result in muscle atrophy. So if muscle atrophy occurs, the muscle is totally waste. So it restricts movement, and also it affects the quality of life. Electrotherapy, in the other hand, the electrotherapy modalities like electrical muscle stimulation contracts the muscle, so it prevents atrophy, and the TENS machine is also used to reduce the pain with atrophy. And the next point is it increases circulation for wound healing. When we use electrotherapy in modalities in a particular area, it boosts or increases the blood flow in that area. Because of this, any injury or the healing process in that area takes place in a faster rate than before. And these are the advantages of the electrotherapeutic modalities. Next, we'll see the disadvantages of electrotherapeutic modalities. The first disadvantage is skin rashes or wounds or electrical burns. These are common because electrotherapy may cause burns and skin rashes or wounds. Not it may be not due to over current passage or something, because not every people have the same type of skin. It differs with everyone. And next, it also causes some infections due to the usage of electrotherapy. And usage of electrotherapy in pregnant men may cause fetal damage, so it should be severely contraindicated in people with in women who are pregnant. And the next point is using electrotherapy in patients with who are having an active pacemaker in their heart may lead to cardiac arrhythmia. So usage of electrotherapy in people with active pacemaker should be strictly prohibited. Next, we see the advantages and disadvantages of manual therapy. First, we'll see the advantages. And the first point is usage of manual therapy increases blood flow. When we use manual therapy or movement in a particular area, it increases blood flow, particularly in that area, and so the healing process occurs in a little faster rate than before. The next point is it massage which we do relaxes the muscles which are tense. The therapeutic massage promotes relaxation in the muscles that are tensed or that are spastic because of some injury. The next point is it improves range of motion. By inducing movement in the joint as well as the soft tissue, increases or improves the range of motion in people who are undergoing manual therapy. And the last point is it is the most cost effective method compared to some costly medications as well as some surgery. It is a cost effective method. Next, we will see the disadvantages of manual therapy. The first one is the patient may feel uncomfortable due to some reasons because of manual therapy. And the second point is manual therapy cannot be done for all parts of the body or all regions, because for some regions it is really tough or it cannot be done. And the next important point is manual therapy requires very high level of skill as well as experience. Not a beginner cannot do manual therapy effectively, or they may do wrong. So only a professional or a people with high levels of skill or high experience can do it more precisely and accurately. And the last disadvantage of manual therapy is the manipulations can lead to skin color changes, which may be temporary or sometimes it also may be permanent. Not in all cases, but in some people. And these are the advantages and disadvantages of electrotherapeutic modalities as well as manual therapy techniques. Both have their own advantages as well as disadvantages. Next, we'll see the observation. A study was done in 2014 both with manual therapy and electrotherapy in around 72 patients who are having severe knee osteoarthritis, and the following results were obtained. In the 72 people, half of them received manual therapy, whereas half of them received electrotherapeutic modalities for 2 weeks. At the end of this, the reports were found where the people who are given manual therapy, 85% of them approximately had a relief of pain, whereas just 15% of them had no relief of pain. Whereas in people who are given electrotherapy for 2 weeks, 75% of them had a relief of pain, whereas 25% of them had no release of pain. And also, the study concluded that manual therapy is clinically more effective in decreasing pain, stiffness, and improving physical function in knee osteoarthritis. And here come the last and the last one. We come to the conclusion. Studies show that electrotherapeutic modalities provide a short-term relief. Whereas on the other hand, manual therapy techniques provide long term relief. So my point is a combination of both electrotherapeutic modalities as well as manual therapy techniques could give more benefits, and even the healing process can also be faster. So a combination of both could be a good decision. So this is the end of my poster, and thank you for listening to it.